Hey, welcome to Cryptopia. So I'm here with James, the crypto guru, and we're just going to talk a little bit about some of his projects, things that he's interested in crypto, and maybe a little bit about his background and what got him into crypto. James, turn it over to you, but I'd love to hear a little bit about what got you into crypto and and what you're excited about.
Thanks for having me on the show. I got into crypto in 2012. My friend, him grew up together in primary school. Super nerdy guy, and he runs up. He's so excited about a new thing. He's like, Jamie, we gotta mine this. We gotta start buying this. It's like incredible technology. I was like, okay, cool. I already had some businesses that already at this time, even though I was quite young, had franchises. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's invest some money. We bought some Bitcoin. Then we bought a supercomputer from Antminer from eBay for $1,500, and it was mining. That's how I got into the. Then we had this bull market, $1,000, and it crashed back down to $100. Then it was quiet for ages. And then I picked up again in 2016. I started getting into alts a lot before that bull market that we had in 2016.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, I got into crypto too right around 2016. I started researching 2016, didn't really start to buy in until 2018, pretty much right at the top, and it crashed on my face. That was my first experience with crypto. No, that's great. So you got started in 2012 and you were mining 3 Bitcoin a day. That's impressive. That's so cool. So I guess I wanted to ask you, what would be some of your top picks, for crypto, over the next couple of years? What are your thoughts as far as, what will be the big runs in the, top of the bull market for the next couple of years? Well, I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
Bull market, in my opinion, based off the 4-year cycle, starts in April 2024. We'll start a run. We'll start building from the bottom. I'm getting words from a lot of VCs that they expect the bull run to be sooner than everyone's expecting. I have some really good connections in just the big VC space. And then peak, they predict all the bigger VCs expect the peak of the bull run October 2025. That's when to exit everything. I think play to earn will be a big craze.
Yeah.
Play to earn is going to be one of the big narratives. AI will be one of the big narratives. And usually it's new things. So new projects that are launched just before the beginning of the bull market. Very few times is it older projects. But I think the play to earn space, step in, I think will come back really strong. These the ones that shined in the previous bull market that continually built during the bear market, and then they will be the big ones in the bull market. But October 2025, exit everything.
Yeah,
and a lot of my friends say that it's the last bull market.
Really interesting. Yeah. That's interesting.
They think that the American governments will really come down, take control of the crypto markets by this bull market.
I could see that. That makes a lot of sense. And I couldn't agree with you more on the gaming, play to earn gaming, and the projects that have been developing are just going to absolutely thrive. So I'm with you on that one. Could you maybe tell me a little bit about your token? I know that you're involved in several different projects, and I know that you have created a game. How did that get started? Maybe you could give me a little backstory on that and kind of what your plans are.
I've invested 40 different projects in crypto space and Web 2 space. So traditional AI companies. And Magicraft was one that I seed invested and became the founder of MCRT. It's a play to earn game. So it's a MOBA, and also we're developing a free for all, a style like Fortnite. But the main game that's live already is a MOBA game. And it's on Steam, Android, and iOS, on the Apple Store, on Google Play, and on Steam. And really fun game. I recommend checking it out. And it's the only game in the world that's a fun game that you can earn money. You can earn crypto in. So your winnings are directly paid out on the blockchain. And right now, the free games are around 20 cents per game you win after the bear market in MCRT, and 50 cents for the VIP lobbies per game winning.
Wow.
And then you can also there's tournaments, you can also make your own lobbies, and everything's done on the smart contracts. So certain things if you own one of the characters as an NFT, you can only play that character. If you have that character in your wallet, then you can play it in the game. If you have that character, you can share rewards with anyone that has that character, that NFT character, across so it's really cool that we're incorporating the blockchain into gaming. And I think that's what's going to be
totally
really
agree.
Good.
I totally agree. And the fact that you're mobile first is really big, because that's such a huge market. I think there's something like 6 billion active smartphone users, and I think 3 or 4 billion of those are gamers. So that's a big market you're tapping into. That's awesome. Really cool.
The vision of Magicraft is to bring billions of people from gaming into crypto by introducing, they have to set up their wallets. Now we have around, I think it's 7,000 wallets that are connected to the game. So that's 7,000 Web3 players, which is beautiful. And we just hit our 20,000th Web3 games.
That's
So
really, that's
20,000
impressive.
games have been played on the blockchain already.
That's really cool. That's great that you can bring those kind of opening it up to the masses. You know what I mean? Like I said, to create that mass adoption, and the fact that
Mhm.
you're creating a fun, interactive game that people can earn on. I think that's just amazing. So
Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
mainly why I'm a really big gamer. I used to play a lot of games when I was young, and I was investing in a lot of projects in the last 4 years. And a lot of them that I was investing in, I was just like, these are really shitty games. Like the games are like embarrassing for a gamer, not good
Yeah,
games. So I wanted to make a good game that's also a play
yeah,
to earn game and really compete with the big gaming companies that will come.
sure. Like a good backstory. Something that's the thing. All these games that are coming out right now, they don't really have a story behind them. So there's not like a this is the graphics might be good, but they're just
Yeah. There are a lot of
exactly.
just face value, but
Yeah.
the intricate, it's like after building in the web 2 and web 3 games to like combination, it's crazy because we have a build on Steam that's its own individual build. We have a Steam build on iOS, that's Apple policies. Then we have a build on Android, that's Android policies. Both Android and iOS policies and Steam policies don't allow NFT or Web3 integration, except Google will
Okay.
start soon. So we had to then build our own Web3 lobby, app.magicraft.io, which you connect your wallet, that then connects to the games. And it's only one-way connection. So you can have data going from the game to the Web3 lobby. So it's like this whole intricate, it's the
Wow.
hardest project I've ever had to build in technology space or any company I've built before.
Well, congratulations. I think that's amazing. That's a big achievement, I have to say.
Yeah,
That's
it's
really
got a
cool.
very big moat. So like Warren Buffett, he likes to invest. I'm a very big investor. My channel became really big from stock market investing. I was stock guru and then crypto guru. And the biggest
Okay.
thing is having a moat. A moat means something that's very difficult to replicate. So someone can't, for example, come and make a Tesla because they've
Yeah.
put hundreds of billions of dollars into R&D and building these electric cars and the motors, the factories, everything. It's very difficult for someone to replicate this. That's called a
Yeah.
moat. And it's the same with Magicraft. It's to build in Web 2 Unity is like a whole difficult ball game on its own.
Yeah.
And then to build in Web 3 and then to merge them together, it's like very difficult.
Unheard of. Unheard of in
Mhm.
the space.
But amazing, but amazing. Yeah, it's the only
That's
game.
really
There's a
cool.
lot of Web3 games that raised a lot, but it's the actual only game that's cross-playable on computer, iOS, and Android.
Well, that's very great. Well, I'm actually even more bullish on it now that after speaking to you, I'm going to have to go out and buy some more. So you said you were a big gamer, back in the day. I'm just curious, are there any games that you wish that would basically have a rebirth in Web3 or some sort of a Web3 integration? I'm just curious on your thoughts about that.
Lineage 2 and a lot of the concepts of Lineage 2, it was my favorite game. When I was like 16, I played it for 2 years straight. Yeah, amazing, very deep kind of interactive game. It's like you have your character and it takes 1 or 2 years to get the maximum level of that character. So you're spending a lot of time leveling it up, grinding. And I
Sure.
think, and that I used to sell a bow that you could craft in that game for $10,000 on eBay. And that was how I made money when I was 16. I would craft this bow, it would take months, and I would sell it on eBay and then drop it on the floor and hope that person paid on eBay and then picked it up in the game. So it was like I was doing Web3 transactions before the whole
That's awesome.
technology existed. And that's why I wanted
That's
to
so
also
cool.
do this, because I spent so much
Mm.
time and it was worth so much money. But then after stopping playing Lineage 2, it's like I didn't take any of that value. And like parents
Interesting.
always say, oh, stop wasting time playing games. You're not going to make money.
Right.
Now in Magicraft, you can. And some of our players have made hundreds of thousands of dollars because in August of last year, there was a mini bull run on the gaming
There
space. So
was.
when we launched the token, when we just had a website, it reached $100 million circulating supply valuation and a $1 billion fully diluted valuation. And then we had the whole bear market come. And then in August last year, it again pumped like crazy because we released the game and people were like, oh, wow, you guys actually have an amazing game. And it did a 30x or 20
Wow.
or 30x. And a lot of the people that were playing the game before that, they were winning prizes. Like we had like big competitions with $1,000 prize tournament, $5,000 prize tournament. So then it did 20x on those prizes. So a lot of people
Nice.
made like huge amounts. And that's what my goal is, to distribute MCRT a lot to every gamer and have these massive tournaments with the blockchain and smart contracts of every game feeding a larger tournament. That's what the Web3 developers are really focused on right now. So every game that takes place is building a pot in a tournament style where players can
That's cool.
win in the long run millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of prizes. But the main thing is those,
That
well, that you own your character as an NFT in your MetaMask, in your
sure.
wallet. You own your
Yeah,
gold that you own, which is MCRT. I want to make MCRT the currency of gaming. So I want the
I love it.
technology we're building, I want to incorporate into all the games because it's quite difficult to build and merge them together. So I feel that a lot of the big gaming companies, instead of trying to build this technology themselves, which has taken us now 2 years, our game code is actually 4 years old. So it's about 6 years of development time.
So MCRT eventually, will this basically eventually become like a gaming studio? Are you going to be creating more games to merge and run off the same platform to continue to develop this Web 2, Web 3 integration? That's basically what your end goal is.
The Web3 lobby, we're going to turn into it's going to be a backend for as many games as possible. We have a few different partnerships already in pipeline, games in pipeline and things like this. But my goal is to patent the technology, build out this technology, and then use it for other companies. Instead of them having to build them themselves, they can just integrate it in, and MCRT becomes this default currency across all games, which is a $360 billion a year industry.
Yeah, huge. That's awesome. Well, hats off. You're doing an amazing job.
Which was microtransactions, then I understood that gaming fits like in a really powerful way into this.
That's awesome. That's really cool. I wanted to also ask you really quick why I have you on here is, are you involved in any other projects? I know that you guys are working on some esports and different types of things like that. I was just curious of what your outlook on those types of projects are.
Yeah, so we have a lot of different esports teams because it fits really well with esports because our MOBA is a very PvP skill-based MOBA. So it's perfect for esports. So we're targeting that whole esports kind of world because it's a MOBA, which is one of the biggest esports. League of Legends stuff can have millions or tens of millions sometimes of prizes. It fits really well and it's very competitive, our game, very skill-based. So we're targeting the whole esports world. And we've had some tournaments, we've had some in-person tournaments. And I want to keep building out that whole competitive PvP esports. Now the developers are working on like a ranking system. So all the MCRT, you'll be able to see who's winning the most money from playing.
That's great. No, I love it. Well, I'm incredibly bullish. Well, that's really cool. I guess if you had any advice to give to any of our viewers, I'm just curious, do you have anything that you would like to, throw out there to the world, to the universe? What's some good advice that you feel for people getting into crypto right now? I'm just curious about your thoughts on that.
Never go all in, just like slowly come in, buy a little bit of Bitcoin, send Bitcoin to someone, then you'll understand the technology behind what crypto is, not just the hype, not just the price going up, but actually learning what is this technology? Why is it so revolutionary? Why is it going to change the world? Why is computer to computer microtransactions going to change the world? Why is there no intermediary going to change the world? Once you understand the technology, then you're going to be much more, you're not going to get spooked out of the markets. You're going to invest in a much smarter way. So really just buying a bit of Bitcoin, holding it in your own seed phrased wallet, sending it to someone. Once you understand this, you're never going to use a bank again. When you really understand that you're cutting out governments, you're cutting out banks, you're cutting out all these people that have been preying on your money for thousands of years. It's like revolutionary.
Agreed. Yeah.
And another one is
putting the power, putting the power back in the hands of the people. I love it. Yeah.
It's amazing, this technology. It's really a revolution. It's taking money from just a few people and making everyone be able to access it and innovate on it. And something I would also say is anyone that tries to block innovation in this space, it's like you're trying to block innovation in the internet. It's a really bad move. You really want internet to prosper, especially in individual countries. You don't want to be the country that blocked the internet early. And it's the same for crypto. I hope leaders don't make this mistake. Really try to get in early, and because it is going to be the old legacy financial systems is like the horse. Once the car came, it didn't matter how much you liked horses, the car took over everything. And the same will be for cryptocurrency technology.
I completely agree. That's very good points. I want to thank you so much for coming on. I know we wanted to keep this interview a little bit short, that way everybody can enjoy it and watch the whole thing. But is there anything you'd like to add or end, or any points that I'd missed about, Magic Craft or any of the other projects? What is something else you're incredibly bullish on? I don't know, just whatever you'd like to end with.
Awesome. Yeah, Bitcoin, I'm still because as it becomes more and more obvious that this is not going away, a lot of financial institutions, a lot of the big players will start allocating like portions of their portfolios to it. And when that starts, we're already starting to see that, like people starting to do 5%, 10%. But when this becomes mainstream, and in the very beginning, when they created Bitcoin on the Bitcoin Talk forums, who made Bitcoin.org, I made a website that goes directly to the forums where you can read these like chats. They predicted that Bitcoin was either going to fail and be worth zero or work and be worth $10 million. There would be just time in between, but that would be what would happen. And now no one believed that in the beginning when it was cents and then dollars and then hundreds of dollars, tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, $30,000. But now people are starting to be, oh shit, this is real. Like it's not going away.
Yeah.
Governments are starting to say, oh, they can't block this. They have to join it or they're going to get left behind. Once that really takes on, there's going to be like a days when it's going to go up $30,000 in a day, hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day. We're going to start to see like an exponential parabolic rise.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And no alt has ever beaten the growth of Bitcoin. Like there's been alts that pumped and then came, but if you look at all alts of all coins that are not Bitcoin against Bitcoin over time, including the US dollar, including gold, like it's just Bitcoin is just blowing them away. So always buy a little bit of Bitcoin. No matter what the next narrative is, just really stack Bitcoin as much as you can. And there was a saying back in the day for the OGs, you would only buy altcoins. You would only go into Ethereum to make money and then bring it back to Bitcoin.
Into Bitcoin.
That was the whole, And I still
take your profits and buy that Bitcoin, stack up.
Yeah, stack. And another thing is now when I've traveled the world a lot, like I've been to 50 countries, I have like blocks of like their country, different Turkish currency, Dubai currency, Australian currency, American, like blah, 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 Japanese currency, Thai currency, like stacks and stacks of all these currencies. And for me, it's like fake monopoly money now. And really the real currency is Bitcoin because it can't be changed. It can't be hacked. It can't be made more. It's a limited supply. So I really always say, if you're skeptical about it, buy a little bit, send it or put it in your wallet. Once you do, you realize how powerful it is. So always stack Bitcoin.
No, it's true. I mean, you make great points there. Exactly. When you think about all of these just inferior currencies, like from all these different countries, and they're not, they don't work and they don't integrate together, and where Bitcoin is just this universal currency, it's amazing. And that's why, I look at countries like I live here in Guatemala, and I look like Salvador. I think it's amazing where they're actually using that as currency in the country. I think it's incredible what they're doing there. And I'm sure, there's a lot of other countries that are following suit. So I think we're there. We're on that, basically on that upward curve. And I think before you know it, we're going to see that mass adoption. So
yeah, exactly. I think we're already on this. I think it's 10% of the world is now using cryptocurrency. It's already, I remember when it was just a few 100,000 people in the whole world. Now it's like millions of people. We're already reaching that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, James, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. This has been a great time with you. And thank you for sharing, Magic Craft with us and your thoughts on crypto and where it's all going. And if you ever want to come back on, if you're ever in Guatemala, make sure you come and visit. I have a beautiful Eco Hotel here. We'd love to have you. So.
It would be amazing. And I love your energy. Like as soon as I saw your videos, I really wanted to have an interview. Thank you for having me. And also, I usually ask this with everyone. What's your number one tip for life advice?
Number one tip for life? Live in the moment and don't allow the negative things that are happening in the moment to actually get you down, because I think a lot of time those negative things that are happening right now are actually putting us on the right path. So if it's something that's really feels like it's tearing you away from something, embrace it, because I think that is when we're really getting put on the path that we're supposed to be on. So I never let things actually get me down. When something negative or bad is happening, is just try to always embrace that as, hey, you know what, this is resetting me and putting me where I need to be. And I think if you can learn to accept that as a person or a human, that it makes life a lot easier and you're definitely going to go further.
Beautiful advice. Nice.
So
mine would be like something I learned, especially when I go on stage at conferences and stuff. It's let go of your body, really relax, like just melt into your body and relax.
Yep.
And from that place of relaxation, do everything. Like live your life from
100%. 100%. Exactly. Live in the moment and just kind of let everything else float away. I totally agree. So that's amazing, James. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you ever have any updates or anything on any of your projects, feel free to contact us. Feel free to come back on. We'd love to have you, and we could talk about, anything that's new in the space or what you're working on. We'd love to hear about it.
Definitely. And let's organize an interview for you to come onto my channel. It would be amazing. My audience to get to know you.
Anytime. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much, James.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Good to talk to you.
Cryptopians, likewise. Well, Cryptopians, thank you for tuning in, for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell notification, and don't forget to smile. We'll see you soon.